Well, welcome everyone to the July 10th Scio Township Environmental Sustainability Task Force. And with that, does anyone want to add or amend the agenda? I'll take that to, we'll continue on
Okay.
by consensus. And we did get some communications from Renee Smallwood again about the burning of the wood. And with that, I'll open it up for public comment. Pam, Rob.
Hi, I feel like it's been a long time no see.
Yeah.
Well, we still
Good
don't
to,
see you.
good to see you, Pam.
Yeah, well, I just got, my grandson just left and it's like, I feel like a wreck right now. So I considered going on to say, really, it's really mean. It's like, no, not today, folks.
How
But
old is your grandson?
he turns 2 on Saturday.
Wow!
Yes.
Toddlerville. Hmm.
Oh, yes. So I mean, grandma's exhausted pretty much every day, but
Mhm.
it's a wonderful thing. So
Oh,
so
very
no
nice.
no comments today. Glad to be back at a meeting though.
Wonderful. All right. Anything from you, Rob?
Nope, all good. I do not have a 2-year-old to chase around or be chased by, so I'm not quite as exhausted as Pam.
I'm
We've
gonna bring him
been,
down to your house, Rob. We're gonna go visit Uncle Rob some
Oh,
afternoon.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, and now I've done it.
Rob's been busy enough riding herd on the board of trustees. He
Oh
doesn't need
dear.
any more stress.
Yeah, it's IO busybody Rob Pattinson.
You're everywhere, Rob.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to touch base on a couple of general things. One, the Catalyst Leadership Circle Fellowship Project, which is we have her name is Bonnie, and she's working on a curriculum that it's focused on staff and leadership in Scio Township, but obviously the public could you know uh, be a part of that. Take that curriculum too. The idea is it would be a portion of it would be kind of I don't want to say mandatory, but a part of the onboarding process for anyone who's working in SIO to understand the climate action plan. And then there's a section that just goes through each of the focus areas and the goals and some reflection on in your position, how might you move any of these actionable items forward? So that's sort of the context of it. And it'll be done in 2 weeks. Oh, what's interesting is she did some interviews of staff to find out, how people learn what onboarding looks like in SIO, which revealed that we do have a gap because there really isn't a consistent onboarding process. And then there was just an overall survey that went out to all the staff. We had 11 responses. I'm not sure how many total employees we have, but it must be 30 something. I want to find out exactly what that is. And it's interesting because, you really see that shows that, sustainability really isn't something that they see they have agency about or interest in or see that it's relevant perhaps to their position. Hi, Tim. Welcome.
Hi, Dan, thanks.
Yeah, so we're talking about the fellowship curriculum that will be done in a couple weeks for the staff and elected officials in SIOS to give everyone some foundational understanding of sustainability and climate action and the goals of the climate action plan. So just, learning a little bit about the staff. We certainly have some strong leadership around it, both on the trustees and certainly in chiefhood. But it isn't widespread within the township. So hopefully this will raise some awareness and I want to, it's going to, I want to consider how we roll it out for people so they don't see it as something that's onerous, but something that's um, uh, I don't know, an opportunity to learn new things. So,
Well,
well,
and you're talking about the staff, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Staff and elected officials, but primarily staff, because you got to have staff buy-in if you're going to really make progress. And we have staff that are doing the everyday work. So anyway, I think that'll be interesting. I did want to just note that because Renee Smallwood emailed us again some of the information on the burning, and Clerk Flintoff and Chief Hood and I met, and there are three primary different types of burning allowed in Scio Township. There's sort of what you call recreational, which would be somebody's campfire, and that is not regulated. There's prescribed burns for a specific environmental purpose, and then there's a permit for burning, just burning debris, burning whatever. And we all kind of talked about it, and Chief Hood said that he thought, basically now that they've required the permit process and so forth, and talked to primarily these are commercial folks that have been burning, that it really most people now understand that it's not a good thing, it's not healthy, and he thinks that the trustees could actually ban that type of non-purposeful burning within the township. So I sort of left that in Clerk Flintoff's and Hood's world, and we'll see if something rolls out, because it would be a general law ordinance as opposed to something that the planning commission would do, or something like that. So that was sort of the thought of our discussion. It's we don't have the ability to regulate recreational, and I don't think there'd be an overwhelming understanding within the township if you tried to do that. So, but the burning of debris for a way of getting rid of it doesn't seem to make that much sense. So,
And you think, I'm sorry, Jen, you think
yes.
business, or it is thought that businesses do a lot of burning?
There were several that regularly get permits, or used to, because they were required to. And Chief Hood thought that would, that it isn't a necessary part of their business, so there wouldn't be opposition to it, or someone really complaining that it was an issue for their business to not be able to do that. So, yeah. And some of it was landscape folks that would just burn, you know, a wood rather than chipping something, or yeah, that type of operation. So I think that's a good, a way to move forward and limit the amount of particulates and it nuisance, if you will, from that type of activity.
So
And
did
yeah.
the clerk Flintoff say that she would support the idea?
Yep. Yep. Oh, I forgot to ask if anybody would be willing to take a few notes tonight. I don't know, or I can
Already doing
put
it.
already
Looks like
doing it. All right, Jeff,
looks
you're
like he's
on
on
it. Woohoo! I was hoping that's what you were doing by putting your excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we'll see how that rolls out. I just wanted to, our big beautiful bill. It does EVs. You got to buy your EV by September 30th. And any residential renewables will lose the tax credit as of the end of this year. It looks like commercial renewable projects will be on a slightly they're still trimming the timeline, but they have more of an extended period of time. And Geo is not in that. So Geo is a different, they didn't change the structure for Geo projects. So that's good news. I'm trying to find out there've been some attorney interpretations online and so forth. So, but there hasn't been an IRS issued a revision yet. And so once that comes out, we'll know a little bit more exactly how the commercial solar piece is affected. But yeah, it's pretty clear. Buy your EV by the end of September and get your solar on before the end of, if you're doing a residential solar piece or installation by the end of the year. So we'll probably put something in the fall newsletter around that. And I know the city of Ann Arbor has 2 scheduled Solarize groups that are moving forward to try and help people accelerate that. So that'll, uh, uh, you know, it's the feds. There we go. So
So,
yeah,
Jen, the city is working with the county, and some of those programs spread out of the city to various townships, right?
right. Solarize is available to anyone in Washtenaw County. Yeah, and that's the group buy kind of thing. And I know Homeland would be willing to do another, if we wanted to do something with Homeland to do something like in September, schedule something for, folks that wanted to get something installed before the end of the year. Yeah, it's a little tight, but well, I can talk with them and see if
That's
that would be
just
possible.
scheduling,
That's
right?
federal funds.
You
Yeah,
gotta have
and
your
by the and
installation scheduled by the end of the year.
And the wording I saw, I mean, this is where the IRS interpretations are really important because all the wording I've seen is install.
Hmm.
And the the way that the IRS has interpreted that is the date it was placed in service. And that is the date that DTE, makes it live on the grid. And there can be a 2-month wait sometimes between the time you install your solar and the time that DTE gets there and installs the generation meter. So that's what's most concerning. It's not, the solar installer, it's DTE's ability to and if they continue with that interpretation of when placed in service, you gotta install by September, basically. Yeah.
Mm.
They really cut it off with those short time frames.
Yep. Yep. And I'm, and there's a concern too that there'll still be commercial installations, but it certainly will be a drop off for a lot of solar installers and whether, the newer ones can really weather that for 3 years until perhaps things change. I doubt it. It's really, yeah, tough. Yeah, I have a cat helping me. Um, all right. Yeah, so not that's depressing. But I say over and over again, if I didn't have you guys and I didn't have the work that we're doing and the 2030 district, I would be a total basket case right now. I mean, it's you know, being able to feel positive because you are doing, you're making progress really makes a difference. So anyway, thank you.
You have company, Jan.
I'm telling people we're gonna win anyway.
We got
There's
to,
been a
right?
lot of momentum. Nobody's gonna stop the train now. They might slow it down,
Hmm.
but it's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, Jeff.
I
Can't-
do. All right. So, hey, the farms are rolling. And our intern is back, so we're making progress again on expanding that map that we made to all of Washtenaw County. So, Tim, I'll probably run it by you when we get the next draft up and going to see if I'll run it by you and the locavore guy, yeah, to make sure we don't miss some people that we might want to include.
In the
So,
map of food producers in the,
yeah, and farmers markets and yeah, where you
Yeah.
can get locally grown products.
yep, and you said interns are working on that because
Yeah.
there's an old one down there at township office, right?
This is, we have one that's posted like on the website. Um, and that was just, is Scio Township and a little bit beyond Scio. So we're enlarging that to include all of Washtenaw County. Yeah, which includes a lot of, east, their Project Grow sites and so forth. So,
Green things, and- yeah.
and the like St. Joe's Farm and the U of M farm. Yeah, and the other news about the local food stuff is the next the U of M dining services is going to host the next 2030 summit in next August in their new dining facility that they're building on Ebel Field, which is an all electric. They're doing all electric food service in that. So it's going to be an opportunity for chefs to come in and observe, they're doing their whole, all of their alternatives, their whole menu, full menu, all electric. And and so we'll be able to have some good food, see that food prepared, and do some workshops.
When
So I
is
think
that
that'll be a
summit?
really interesting piece. What's that?
When is the summit?
It's going to be next August. We have to set, they want to keep the date a little flexible right now until they kind of get keys to the building. But they committed to hosting it. So I think that'll be really interesting.
Who,
Yeah.
are you talking with some of those people? Jan?
Yeah.
And who-
Yeah. Steve Giardini, yeah, is the head of U of M dining services.
No,
And so yeah.
I thought he left. I thought he took off.
No, he's here. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah,
Yep.
Steve's
hmm
good. Yeah.
hmm
Good.
Yep. hmm
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else on your end? Yeah.
Well, I just came from a Land Preservation Commission meeting.
Yeah.
That they go from 4 to 6 normally, and we didn't do it this meeting, but we will next month. We're going to review our buy, protect, sell strategy and some of the properties that we think we might be able to include in buy, protect, sell
hmm
actions this before the end of the year. Some of
Wow.
them will carry over, but
hmm
for you, Charlie and Jeff, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Buy, protect, sell. That's so the township and maybe with a help of the green belt and the state conservation funding and so on. Sometimes the federal government comes in, but the idea is to protect a piece of land, conserve it, and buy the development rights on it. And sometimes the when the township has in mind to, let's say, buy, protect, and sell a 40-acre piece of ground with a sale at the end of the process to a local farmer, hopefully to produce food for the township and the county. When that happens, the township would buy the property. Let's say it's worth commercially it's worth $100,000. The township buys it for $100,000. The conservation of it, which involves other conservation groups, could be um, uh, Legacy Land Conservancy, that comes in, and there, other public and other private groups. can help to buy that. I mean, normally the amounts are more like $1 million or could be even $3 or $4 million, but one of the most obvious pieces that I can tell you about, I can't tell you about any of these ones that are kind of in the idea stage because, you know, the private owners, we can't talk about what they want to do because it's not done. None of them are done deals yet, but Mike Vestergaard's, you guys know where Vestergaard Farms is? Out on Wagner Road. Jeff, you know where that is? That
Yeah, basically.
yeah, and that's the far south end. What the 100 acres that we bought, protected, and protected means bought the conservation rights, bought the whole piece of property, got the federal, state, county, the green belt, now called the blue belt, to come in and help to buy it because it was about a $3.5 million project. But then with all the help from all those entities, we were able to buy that group bought the development rights for the piece of property. It's 100 acres. And so it can never be developed. And the stipulation of the easement that we put on the property for conservation included agriculture. In fact, it stipulated agriculture as the use of the property. So that's what he's doing. Mike Vestergaard's property is a little bit south of there. His original property and his barn, where he's got a retail store, great retail store, by the way. And he's got his own pork and beef and sausages and stuff that he gets made from his own production. Plus, he's got a lot of stuff that comes out of the area, other farms and other producers of food. So he's doing a great job, and he's got that 100 acres that he bought for something like $3,500 an acre when we paid, I think, $10,000 or $13,000 per acre for the big piece of ground. So he got a great deal, which means he can afford to run his animals on the ground. That's the same thing. So that's what buy, protect, sell is. We figure out how to buy the piece of ground. Simultaneously, it's protected with money from various entities, public entities and private. And then we sell the protected land that can never be used for commercial development to a farmer, or sometimes just to be preserved as a park or a preserve. So that's what BPS is.
So it's really like a PDR, except you're actually buying the land itself at development value.
Yeah.
I can think of a case when I was supervisor that would have been real handy. Because we had a parcel we wanted to get, but the landowners for some reason thought that we could give them development value. And I had to explain, oh, the state wouldn't even let us do that, it would be illegal. So
yeah, for buying out the development rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different than that.
Yeah, and you can act faster too, which is
Yeah.
also helpful.
In the township, there are several pieces of ground that we're looking at doing that with. There's 40-acre piece, there's an 80-acre piece, there's on. Sometimes they can be divided so that if it's an 80-acre piece, 40 acres is reserved for a farmer to sell to a farmer, and 40 acres might be part of a preserve or park that already exists, and you'd only do that if it was adjacent to it. But anyway,
Mhm.
So that's good. That's encouraging.
Yeah. Well, good. That's neat. Ah.
Another tool to use.
Yeah. So, oh, energy landscape. Yeah, the geo bores are underway and we have a schedule. I haven't looked at it yet, but everything's supposed to be done by November, basically, for the HVAC replacement. And that'll be good because I think a lot of people are looking at, we have there's a church that's going ahead with they're doing rooftop with the gas backup, a rooftop heat pump with gas backup. So we'll have a geo rooftop replacement. We'll have, and that'll be a case study, and then we'll have a case study of another one because the majority of commercial buildings right now, they use rooftop equipment, and so having the costs and the energy savings, what the transition between gas and electric and all that looks like. Well, it'll take a year because you got to have a whole year data, but we'll be contributing to some case studies to hopefully move some other folks forward and having some actual real cost and real and total energy savings and how that gets translated into greenhouse gas reduction too. So we'll see how all that ends up. Um, let's see. Oh, one other thing, Tim, I think I noted it. I have to follow up with Carlisle Wortman, but the new bioreserve map, Huron River Watershed Council updated the bioreserve map, and I know that's one of the things that LPC looks at when they're identifying land that is, the ranking and so forth of the desirability of certain lands. So I know Planning Commission is going to look at that with our open ordinance, and you guys can look at that as if it, changes any rankings or makes certain parcels more desirable. I have no idea what the changes are or anything like that. All I know is they updated it.
Okay, so who would I contact there, you know?
If you, uh, Laura was supposed to coordinate with the person that does GIS at Carlisle Wortman to obtain the data. And so, she would be a good contact to say, yeah, we want to, the comparison. So when we're looking at properties, we have the most updated map. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. Let's see. Mobility. Um, oh yeah, the the Jackson Road corridor, it's not the survey final presentation, the report, draft and presentation is gonna take place next Monday at the Planning Commission meeting. So that's a good one to tune in. They're gonna do it right at the beginning of the meeting. And I believe the draft of the study, we want to give a final chance for any feedback. And the team has not met with the Washington Water Resources Group yet, which I have been bugging them to do. I just say, okay, they're busy, but they have to do that yet because Harry Sheehan had some very specific things that he thought would be helpful to include in that. So anyway, but they're going to be presenting 7 o'clock on Monday night. It will be recorded so people can look at that. But the study is online in the agenda packet as well as the presentation that they're going to give. So. And then we're scheduling a joint meeting of the DDA, Planning Commission, and trustees to discuss the recommendations because it's going to take all three people all three commissions and board to prioritize, agree on, sort of how do we want to move forward in implementing the recommendations. So that is getting scheduled for August sometime. So. Right. That brings us to the composting and food waste proposal. Woohoo! Take it
Woohoo.
away, Jeff and Charlie.
Actually, I think I can bring those documents up and do a screen share unless, oh, Jeff beat me.
Great.
All right, so and just want me to walk through this real quick here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so this started by talking to the folks from Michigan Consulting and Environmental who had a food waste collection program. It's still going in Canton. And they had been doing great things. So we said, okay, what can you do for us? And eventually they came back with a proposal to do essentially what they're doing for Canton, 1 to 2 collection sites and pickup and data collection and all that, for only $60,000 the first year. And after I got done, picking my jaw off the floor, I said, I don't think we can afford that right now with the township's budget issues. And really, I don't see $60,000 worth of value that they could give us. So I went straight to My Green Michigan. And in fact, the Canton program, it's My Green Michigan that picks up the stuff anyway. So I made contact with the folks at My Green Michigan, and they said, oh, we can put together a program for you. And they sent over a proposal to say, here's what we can do, and here's what the costs are. And we have some of that. I had that in a separate attachment, but it's a lot more affordable. I mean, we're talking a few $1,000s over the course of the
A
next
lot
year.
more affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pickups are a few hundred a month. And then if we want to hire somebody to monitor, collect the data, just make sure contamination's not getting into the bins, and then being able to answer questions about the program. So that person, I think I put it in there for $25 an hour for so many hours per week. And that's how I came up with the numbers they came up with. But essentially, this is what they would do. We pick a collection site somewhere in the township. And I'm still thinking the back of Township Hall is a fine place to start.
Agreed.
And they will give us a couple 64-gallon carts. It's a little bit extra for them to put the compostable liners in there, but considering it'll keep things a lot cleaner, I would say it's worth it. They would pick it up every couple of weeks. Either they can supply signage or we can create some. I create all kinds of signs for my business. It wouldn't be a big deal to create more. I think it would be a good idea to put a webcam there just so we can monitor what's going on. Just, is somebody going to come up there and just dump their garbage? I don't know. I hope not. But just kind of monitor the activity, see what's going on there. And then, of course, we need to publicize it. So in the newsletter is one way, on the website is another way, maybe even a special mailing. We've got to recruit the initial group of folks. So in Canton, the initial group was 100 to 200. I think that they said they would cap it at 200. They started somewhere over 100, and they've been upping it ever since, making it more and more available to the folks who live there. And then, as I said, we hire an intern, starving college student or whatnot, to just sort of oversee the program and keep track of it. Now, where would we get the volunteers? I think it makes sense for the township to sort of monitor that, say, okay, who wants to sign up, create a list, and then say, okay, you are authorized to go drop off your food waste. There are options, and Ann Arbor I spoke to folks in Ann Arbor, and they're actually going to start a pilot program like this. And it's going to use bins that lock, and you have to supply a code, and then the bin will open for you. That's going to be a more expensive option from what I've heard, but they don't have final pricing yet. This is going to be new. It's going to be a couple of years before it's ready, they tell me. But that's another option that we could have.
Are they using My Green Michigan too? Is that part of their program?
I am not sure who's picking it up. It might go to the Ann Arbor Compost Center instead of My Green Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They're using Denali for all their food waste. And Denali has different,
They
criteria.
have different rules. They really only want food, although they'll accept, the CMAW certified stuff, which is essentially bamboo anything that's
And fiber.
sort of close. Yeah,
Mhm.
fiber-based stuff only, no bioplastics.
Yeah, Pam has her hand up.
Whereas My Green Michigan will take anything that's BPI certified, which includes the bioplastics.
Which is really handy. Pam,
Yeah.
you had a question?
Yes. So Charlie, you were involved or main person, I think, with the recycling behind Township Hall.
Yeah,
So I wonder what if there is value in starting the program like we did with the recycling program, where it is a specific, couple times a month, or so that because truthfully, I learned so much dropping off recycles because I made mistakes. And I just think that we've got food waste sitting there. That's a little, um, well, so I'm just wondering if maybe to start it slower, get people to sign up, and do it on a Saturday like we used to do with recycling. Anyway, that's my brainstorm thought. Thank you.
that is an interesting idea, and that would also mean that we wouldn't have to do item number 4, at least right away.
Right.
Because installing the webcam is something that could potentially slow this down a little bit. My advice would be as we proceed anyway and then work on the webcam. But if we followed Pam's idea, we wouldn't need that webcam at that point. As
Yeah,
long
the
as there was
thing
enough
with
security there that, because well, that's the thing though, the bins would still be there.
yeah.
We can move the bins.
Yeah, although the
Okay.
other
Lock 'em
thing
up.
is
Yeah.
people will not want to keep their food waste for a week.
No.
That's just
Also true.
it's going to be people will want to bring it every couple days, every 3 days, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Well,
So
they're
that,
gonna wanna bring it. Sorry, Jen. Yeah, I agree. I think they'll want to bring it when their container fills up. They can't wait beyond that. And so I think it needs to be open for whenever people want to drop off. We do
well,
need.
what I was thinking of was you have a set group of people in the beginning.
Yes,
And then maybe you add another day in which to do it. It's like if it gets if we go slower but still get around the webcam thing, I think that's a really good point. And now that the park is more open, I guess we've already had some guy coming around and stealing out of the utility trucks because they've been parking the utility trucks outside. Maybe that'll help them get cameras sooner. Um, but is there a way to marry it together in the beginning? And I would volunteer to be one of those initial people.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think with a volunteer program where when you volunteer, you get trained. And the other thing is when you're dropping off your food waste, look before you put stuff in. And if there's something there that somebody has dumped or whatever, I think it's worth having a place to report that. So, we can deal with it. I agree. I'm hoping, anytime you have an open bin, it's an open invitation for people to put whatever in it. But yeah.
Well, suppose we did a hybrid approach. We could do, let's say the first couple of these there would be somebody there to just check the food waste coming in and do some education, that kind of thing. And let's say it's, Saturdays 9 to 12 for 2 weeks. And after that, we just say, okay, you've signed up for the program. You should know the rules by now. Go ahead and drop off whenever. I mean, we could do it that way.
Do an educational start kind of
Right.
thing. And
The
you're
other
right.
thing-
They could only be out at certain, like we could possibly, if we had a place to put them, roll them out so they're available Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Saturday or something like
Mhm.
that. And so
Right.
Mhm.
it's limited access. So it's not open at night where somebody might, be
Yeah.
more tempted to dump something.
Because people signed up or not, if those things are out there, somebody that's not on that list could come up there and just, find out they're there and dump something in them.
Right,
Mhm, mhm.
right. The other
So we'll have to
thing is,
talk a little bit more about,
Yeah.
about that and where the space might be, et cetera. Yeah.
My Green
just to-
Michigan will also, if we want, they will
Mhm.
also supply small bins that you can have at home and you put your food waste in.
Mhm,
And so that stays sealed until you're ready to drop it off.
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
I think that's good.
So that's an option as well. I think that
Mhm.
should be on the pricing sheet.
Okay.
Is
Mhm.
it,
Do we have buy-in from the township in doing that and using part of that space in back at Township Hall?
We have nothing yet.
Okay.
Well, actually,
We
you're
got to get it through
touching,
this place first.
Yeah.
you're touching on something interesting, Tim, because I did a couple months ago or so, I heard Murphy giving a parks report to the board. And she mentioned something about wanting to do a compost pile behind Township Hall.
Yeah.
So I should contact her because I don't know that she has any idea of what we're working on. So we should work together on this, but I don't know who she's talked to and what kind of buy-in she might have on this either. Maybe some of that work's already been done for us, so we don't even know it.
Have you talked to her about it?
No,
Jeff?
but I'm going to.
Yeah, and I think she's thinking more composting of materials that they're dealing with from the parks as opposed to food.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I don't
Hmm.
think we'd want to compost food in that just because of the
Yeah.
critter control issue. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why,
good point.
having
Okay.
this, yeah. But it
Yeah.
could be a complementary kind of
Right.
educational piece. Hmm.
Yeah.
one other thought, if somebody has an inn at the end of the season with Lowe's or Home Depot or somebody, if you can get a small shed that's lockable so that that could be placed on the property, um, if you go with the idea of maybe Monday, Wednesday, Saturday kind of thing where you pull it out so that you're not having to rely on the utilities department or anything else, and not move it that far, I guess. Is that
Right, because they have those nice little,
Yeah.
it's not just, they're made for trash containers, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could have a combination on it, so My Green Michigan could open it up when they came to dump it. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, that might be a good thing. Yeah, and I did confirm we still have that $40,000 budget, for recycling, and it includes, a mailer or whatever, and the recycling composting kind of thing. So this definitely would fit within that
Yeah.
budget, even if we bought a shed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Could buy two sheds.
Because
Does
the
the
other thing, having a com on it, then, because the idea would be that the township hall would then, convert their purchasing and all of that to be able to compost in township hall as well. And so they would want to, maybe even daily, bring their stuff out.
that $40,000, is that good for the sustainability fair as well? Is that
We do have funding for the sustainability fair, and I think it's in the PC budget, actually.
Yeah.
separately?
Independent of that recycling amount.
Uh-huh, good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we didn't get the Eagle grant. Yep. Mm.
So we're talking $11,000 a year. And it'll only go up from there probably, but that's to
Mhm.
get it going, huh, Jeff? 11K?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, babe, that's what I'm estimating. Yeah. Now that's assuming the majority of that cost is the administration,
Mhm.
you know, the intern, so many hours per week.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if we didn't do that and we had questions on an as needed basis from someone, we could cut that way down. We can always change that too.
I think the first year, it's a good idea. I really
Mhm.
do. To have someone that people can contact, and so we're not, unless somebody, 'cause everyone at Township Hall is pretty busy with what they are doing. Yeah.
So yeah, and that intern could also be the one who comes out and unlocks the shed, pulls things out, puts them back when they're done, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
So where do we go from here, Jan? Does this look like something we can pretty up a little bit and give to the planning commission?
Yep. And I think what we might want to do is add the idea of the shed. Um,
Yeah,
and the other thing we should do is talk to Aurora and HR, because it's not just the $20 an hour, but some of the other taxes and so forth that we should kind of put in the budget for the intern. It's not just the straight hourly that you pay them, but there's
Yeah.
Social Security and workers'
not at 10
comp
hours a
and that
week.
kind of stuff.
No, not at 10 hours a week.
Not, yeah, you still have,
There's still
there's
payroll
still,
taxes. Yeah.
yeah, there's still payroll stuff to,
Okay, well then
Yep.
it's under my limit because I pay my interns strictly by the hour. No benefits, no withholding.
well,
You
I
can
think
do a 1099, but I don't
oh
have
yeah,
to
they're
withhold
1099.
anything.
The township doesn't
Oh.
do the 1099. Yeah, they
Ah.
do. They'd be an employee basically.
I see.
So, because you'd want to, you'd need to cover them for, any
Liability
kind
now.
of workers' comp stuff and whatever.
I see.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like an internship. It's they'd be an employee kind of thing. So we can figure out what that is with I think it's Aurora
Yeah.
or
Okay.
Rebecca or somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say yeah. I think if we add the idea of the shed with the combination lock and then we'll up this based on $10 an hour and X benefit, the payroll taxes and so forth.
Hey,
And then
Jeff,
we'd be
maybe we
ready.
should go shopping at Lowe's up there and see what shed might be appropriate. Actually put a price in there.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can even search online. I mean, that's
Oh,
what I
that's
did
true too. Yeah, yeah.
with my
Mhm.
work shed. I think I got mine. Yeah, I think it was from Lowe's or Home Depot, and they came out and actually built it right on my pad. And it wasn't all that expensive. This is a $2,000 to $3,000 total for everything, I think.
Yeah. And it can be much smaller than that. It can, if it takes
Mhm.
several of those containers, and
Yeah,
some
we're
of them
talking about
have the
much
tops that
smaller.
actually go open, so
Doesn't
you
even need
don't,
to be enclosed.
yeah. So
Just a
that are
fence,
made
basically.
specifically for, garbage type things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dumpster screens and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What are the dimensions on those 64-gallon bins? Does anybody know?
Mm.
I can tell you exactly if you give me 5 minutes, but because I have a 64-gallon cart out in my driveway.
Yeah.
But they're like 48 by 24 by 24 roughly.
24 by 24?
Width and
Where
height is like 48
Oh,
and
okay.
then the other two are like 24 by 24. It's in that neighborhood.
it's what we're all using here in the township, right?
I was gonna say, it sounds like about the size of a trash or recycle bin.
Well,
Yep,
yes,
it is.
Side.
it's basically a GFL / priority, although
Okay.
some of the GFLs are 96 gallon.
All right.
Those are a little
And that's the
bigger.
thing is the shed, I think, should take the 96 gallon
Yeah.
ones, because if we need to, increase the volume in that,
Yep.
we might want to
And
do
you
that.
Get one
Yeah.
big enough to hold, let's say, 4 96-gallon carts, and it'll hold
Mhm.
64s easy.
Yeah, then we're
Mhm.
future proofed.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not really that big a footprint at all.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Okay, so I'll update this. I'll add a shed.
Mhm.
I don't know what to do about the labor costs. I guess we have to reach out to Aurora, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, I'll get those for you. Yeah,
Okay.
if we pay somebody 20, what should we budget for the payroll taxes and so forth?
Okay,
I'll get that for you.
It's
okay.
gonna be about $30 an hour total.
hmm hmm Yeah.
And then we want to possibly put in something like a community event for the first couple of times. They'd have somebody there to watch, answer questions, educate.
I think that's going to be the intern and probably one of us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
hmm hmm
Are we going to be recruiting at the sustainability fair? Have kind
I
of
was
a
just gonna say that, Tim.
signage?
Yep, I think we want to have it, yeah, ready to go. Yep.
Uh-huh. So we need to get with the township and get the approvals after you're done mapping it all out, Jeff.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to be here for the PC meeting on the 28th. So if we can target the first one in August, I forget what date that is. That would be good. And everything needs to be there a week before. So let me just grab that here.
August,
do
I
you-
think, that's the first Monday or second Monday.
It, um,
I forget
it's
now.
the second. So it'd be that.
So
So
it'd be
we'd
the
want to have everything,
11th.
yeah, to the township by the 4th.
Yeah.
What
okay.
was
Like,
PC?
yeah, I'd like to wrap this up as soon as possible.
Yeah. What's PC meeting, Jen?
It'd be the planning commission,
Oh,
so they can recommend approval to the board of trustees, and then we
Okay.
can get it on the board of trustees, the next board of trustees meeting, so then we can kick it off. You know, we can prepare, when's the, because we want to hit the newsletter too.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
September 8th, is the deadline for the newsletter. So yeah, that'll work. Yep, goes in the fall newsletter, do it in sustainability fair, and away we go. And we could have it all ready to go actually by the fair, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. Certainly hope so.
So it's in
Theoretically.
process and we do yeah, we can maybe even do a training at the fair. That'd be kind of fun.
maybe even
Yeah.
have the intern there
hmm hmm
doing the selling of the program
hmm
and talking about it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And I think there would be um,
Well,
a lot of interest in someone helping us run that.
well, yeah, I mean, Rob Pattinson usually volunteers for
That's
all.
what I was thinking. This
Manner.
definitely got
Uh,
Rob's
I
name
think
on
this
it.
is a young person.
Here we
With
go
with
again.
lots of
Tim
energy.
Redmond, always getting me in trouble.
We need him for the, the sustainability stuff. Yeah. No. No, I think having a young person that people can see and know and, you know, just yeah, and maybe even there might even be a part-time person at the Washtenaw County Conservation District or something who, could if they're working over there and, part-time and, do some Scio part-time, it could work out well.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that looks great. Thank you. Yay. I feel like that's, we're, getting close.
Yeah,
That feels really good. hmm
Possible now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm
Sure.
One other idea for an intern is
Uh-huh.
back in the old days when I was in high school, I was on the work program where I got credit through the high school to work a job. Um, and I'm wondering if there's like a senior who wants to go to college for ecological things, that this might be a really good match for them to get their feet wet, as an idea.
hmm hmm
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure there are some hiring guidelines that the township has, like advertising and that type of thing, but
I'm
it
sure we'd get
certainly.
a pretty good response from program and the environment at U of M as well.
Hmm.
That's where I get all my interns.
Yep. Hmm. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be great. All right. Yeah. They even have a little job board that you can use.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Anything else for you guys?
sustainability fair.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I just nothing in resilience. Molly has been working on integrating some health concepts into our plan, so I'm going to meet with her when she gets back from her travels. So yeah, sustainability fair. Um, we have the tent, we have the permit. I still have to, what we need to do, and I should probably get this done in August, is how we want to do the layout this year. Because we'll have the wave bus, we'll have the fire truck, we'll still have the EV guys, and we'll have a little bigger tent. And I think Meyer last year was a little behind the eight ball and didn't kind of mark off the parking early enough they have to actually do it on Friday night. And because when the guys got there for the tent, there were cars parked in where the tent was supposed to go. So, yeah, so maybe give some thought to how we, would really want to do that, and if we want, where we want the tent versus where we want the fire truck and the EVs, and Wave will be doing, people can even actually get on the bus and learn how to, what it's like to ride public transit. So we'll have some action happening in and around it a little bit. So kind of want to think through. We basically have, um, I think it's three parking bays. So you have, one bay close to the garden area. You have the center one, and then you have another bay, and then there's, a car, uh, a traffic lane. And they give us that whole parking lot, the whole thing. So.
On the east side. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
It's there, with all those new businesses and the outlets there, that's gonna provide some possible action for us too.
Mhm. Yeah, and White Lotus opening, or Lotus Farms, yeah, the
Right.
across the street. We can put up, maybe they'll help advertise it with us. Yeah. hmm Okay. But yeah, I'm starting to try and think about that and how we want to, because I have to do I forget what it's called, some zoning application that shows where the tent gets put up, but I'd have to do that anyway for, where we're
Have,
putting everything.
have you thought about whether we should invite Michigan Consulting again or not? I mean, I don't know how they feel about us really, but
Yeah.
no bitter feelings on my part, but
Yeah.
maybe they wouldn't feel like being there. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking we should probably, make what is it, the Western Recycling or whatever
Oh, Warma?
Authority, WORMA, yeah. uh, Having them have a presence there probably makes more sense, possibly. Maybe, no, I was saying maybe priority waste, but no. But
Hmm,
my green Michigan might want to do something, since, we're going to be,
right.
because we could actually have one of those containers there,
Yeah.
and heck, maybe this time get Meyer not to have plastic water bottles. But
It would be a great advertising opportunity for White Lotus because it'll be shortly after they open up.
hmm
September is about when they're gonna open that place up, and
hmm
might want to come over and have a table and give away
hmm
some things, food that
hmm
they prepared.
Yeah.
Are we able to do that, by the way? Would they be able-
I have to look at the licensing agreement, but I don't, I'll reread it just to make sure, but I mean, they don't put any restrictions on, I didn't read any restrictions on tabling, who could table and who couldn't. It's more of a
but food,
liability document or providing food. Hmm.
yeah, whether it's, let's say a donut and,
Hmm.
Hmm.
They probably wouldn't like Walmart having a table there, for example, but something.
Yeah, Pam.
Yes, Jeff, remind me of, you went to a convention in Colorado, I think, and you brought back some kind of cup.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Yeah,
what,
it was the Christmas fair in Denver. And they were using reusable cups, and the place they got the cups was R. Cup. You can look them up online. They have both the cold variety and the hot variety, but the idea was you got them at the fair and then you put them in the bins, and the folks would collect all those reusable cups, wash them, and then put them out again. Very much like Perpetual wants to do in Ann Arbor with coffee shops and such, just to have
okay.
those permanent cups that you can throw into a bin around the city and they'll be commercially washed and put back. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was thinking it was something, I was thinking of some kind of raffle that is unique, that's not necessarily in the area yet,
Hmm.
that might be a draw for somebody.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, never
But
mind.
we need, I mean, ideas for prizes because we have that sustainability bingo where, people can, if they go to they find something, each of the focus groups basically, and get their bingo card punched, they can get a prize or choose a prize, or we can put them in, for a drawing for something that's more valuable. So we do have a way of doing that and could get some interesting, it'd be nice to get some donated prizes, from, that would be, um, you know, in the theme of sustainability and so
Well,
forth.
and that was kind of behind my idea, is that
Mhm.
if it was something um, that would work, that try to get Jeff to get them to donate a couple, but I don't think that's exactly what would be the best product, but
Yeah, because we don't have a program to
Right.
support it at this point. Yeah, but
Right.
but the
They're
idea of
not
that,
meant to
because
be kept anyway. They're meant to be used and then put back at the same event. Very much like the Dexter and Arbor run at the water stops, they're using hiccup earth, and it's the same thing, a silicone cup.
oh, okay.
Okay. And they're reused, they're collected at the end of the event. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, in terms of prizes we could give away, TerraCycle, for example, has a number of items for sale on their website that are made from recycled materials that they collect, like recycled plastics and things like that. I mean, they make bags and totes and backpacks and other things like that. And I have actually purchased one of them as a giveaway for one of the event. If I'm working an event, I may give that away.
Mhm. Mhm.
You can also give away some very nice permanent water bottles. I mean, there's any number of things you can do that would fit that aren't all
Mhm.
that expensive, but people would like, I think.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we might have some local food vendors that are willing to give away
A basket or something of, yeah.
Yeah.
free lunch or something like that. I
Oh,
don't
Or
yeah.
even gift
Mhm.
cards.
Mhm. Mhm.
cards. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the farm stops. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, maybe we could talk to Blue Spring or something, because who else does a CSA in Scio? Blue Spring does. I don't know who else. I'm thinking of, you could give away a.
Yeah, here, Save Our Farm, here at my place, they do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, they might, but farms might, but what do they have to give away? Carrots or onions? I mean, They're not food service oriented.
Well, what I'm thinking is a gift card for a CSA.
Oh,
Or like a farm retail stop.
Mhm,
Now in
mhm.
Scio, where is White Lotus's store gonna be?
Where Mancino's was,
Yeah,
right
no, that's
across
in
from
Scio.
where we're at.
right across the room, right
Yeah.
across,
Yep.
Z.
And the other thing I want to encourage Meyer to do is they have a whole line of compostables. And I'm trying to get, say, that's what you should bring out at your table. This is the stuff that, if you're going to have a disposable event, use this.
As long as you close the loop by making sure it gets to a composting facility. If it goes to a
Right.
landfill, it makes no difference.
No, it doesn't. Exactly. Well, but we're going to have our composting there, right? Yep. And,
Yes.
we could actually work with the county and have the zero waste, bit, the bins and so forth, to really, I'm thinking of the recycling education you guys do and the worm bin and so forth. We could have, the compost, the trash, the compost, trash and recycling and, as a part of the event too, and do that education. I am totally surprised. As much as I try, even at the 2030 summit, we had to have somebody there giving people instructions. It's
Yes.
just,
Yep. People don't read.
we got
Or
rid
they
of the
don't know.
trash bins, so they didn't even have that choice. They couldn't figure it out.
Mhm.
I found, real silverware in the compost. I'm just like,
Oh, jeez.
So
anyway,
trying to nail down that idea, this is getting giveaway discounts from local vendors, whatever it is, to participate in what'd you call it? It's contest.
yeah, it's sustainability bingo, basically, prizes. So they could be prizes or you put your name in, you complete your bingo card, you get, put your name in the drawing for, these prizes, that kind of thing. You could do that.
And
If they're small, like last time we had the little gourds, basically everybody that completed the bingo just took a gourd. They could choose a gourd to take home. You know.
And getting
Mhm.
the bingo card filled out means stopping at all the booths or some bunch of them and getting.
Yeah, they had to do at least, to get a bingo, you had to go to at least 5 different focus areas, basically.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So each focus area has a little stick on.
Yeah, it was a punch.
Yeah, punch thing.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so I can take on some of that responsibility and talking to some food people.
That'd be great. That'd be great. And then just, yeah, kind of see what, makes sense. Because either we have a bunch of little things that people can just choose a prize, or we have if we have something nice, you could do, a drawing. Because we did that one year, we had the blue martin, purple martin house. Hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mike Festergaard might want to, and Honeybee
Hmm. Hmm.
might want to.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Some guests coming in the door here.
Ah, nice.
You want
Okay.
to
Well,
go?
we'll kind of, it's about time to finish up anyway. So, yeah, Tim, if you'll, take on some of that and yeah, and Jeff, if we can maybe brainstorm some, or Charlie, anybody brainstorm some, because it'd be nice to have some little things, because for kids, it's sort of that immediate gratification. They don't want to put their name in a drawing, but, if they had something that was maybe it's something they could eat, or they really like the gourds because they would look at each one and decide which kind of gourd they wanted.
Hmm.
So, something like that I think is fun for the kids, and then, a nice a drawing of a couple things that are a little nicer is always kind of cool. I don't want too many things in a drawing because you got to deliver them.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. All right. Any more public comment?
Awesome work by you guys. Yeah, I love the my green bin option. Yeah, and heads and kudos to the planning department. I loved the chicken discussions. Really enjoyed the chicken discussions. There are some very passionate chicken uh, parents on the of the commissioners. Yeah.
And knowledgeable
Yes,
people.
yes, very.
That's
It's
yeah.
it was fun to listen to. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, and I think we'll come up with, it sounds like, with doing it by area, lot size as opposed to just one straight kind of regulation. Makes a lot of sense for Scio. Yeah.
That could
Okay,
be
we'll
a
see where it
prize.
comes back.
Chicken.
What's that?
That could be a
chicken?
prize, chicken.
No, we'll make it a rooster.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know if you watch those, listen to those conversations, but yeah. All right, any additions or corrections to our minutes
One
from,
last thing. Even with
oh, yeah.
a small group tonight, you got some significant stuff done. So well done as usual. And Jan, I will forever be grateful to you for getting me off the hook with Tim Redmond trying to get me in trouble. Thank you.
Gee, you're not
That's
off
because I
the
have
hook
bigger
yet.
ideas for you, Rob.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's still
No,
coming.
no.
You're not off the hook yet.
Okay, so any additions or corrections to the minutes?
No.
Okay, by consensus, approved. Okay. Announcements, just we have our virtual meetings. Tim, we talked a little bit about maybe having a September meeting out at Skinny Farm. I don't know if you're still want to think about that. We can, think about it, or I can have it here at our house. Just to have a get together.
We're talking September, what is that?
4th, I think, is our September meeting.
I think that works. I think it does.
Confirmed on the 4th.
Yeah, we can confirm it in the August meeting.
So how do we allow the public in?
What we would do is we would still, if you have a Zoom, as long as you have a internet at your house, we should be able to, it'd be a
Well,
little,
at my house, I was thinking we'd have the meeting at the barn.
oh, out at the barn.
Hmm.
Well, maybe we just go out there afterward and look around.
Yeah, we could do that. We could make it a shorter meeting and then do, or have, some food or something before and then have our meeting. Could do that.
Okay.
Because I can always, we can always have do if we had, a 6 o'clock kind of food, everybody bring something or something like that, and then have a meeting at 7 or even 7:30. If we did a 7:30 meeting, something like that, we could do that, possibly. So if we get close to the house, we probably get enough for a Zoom connection.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll work that out, Jan. This is
Okay. Cool.
September 4th, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it's not this hot.
Yeah.
A quick question. I'm
Yeah.
going to need to be consulting this video, this recording to help me with the minutes. When do you think it'll be available?
I can send it to you. It usually takes an hour or two for it to, finish up. So I can send it to you tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I was thinking about
Okay.
next week taking care of it.
Yep. I'll put it on my, if it's, I'll put it on my calendar.
Okay.
So, do we have do we have a timeline for setting up our PR for the sustainability fair and, communicating with?
Yeah, I have to do, actually, we should write up a press release probably for September, but I should do something try and get something in the Print Observer, which is due in August.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And
Hmm.
also the local one that comes around, what's it called? Newspaper. Come on.
Oh, that,
Yeah, yeah, the one that every week it's in your mailbox.
oh, I don't get one.
You don't get one, really.
Hmm.
The name, Charlie, do you get one?
No, I'm not sure. What are you talking about?
Dexter's on Times?
Oh, that's what I wondered. No, I
Sometimes-
don't get that weekly.
Yeah,
Everybody-
I don't
Oh.
either. I used to.
Hmm.
You don't get
Yeah, I
it?
didn't even know they did that.
I didn't either. I just
Hmm.
have my online feed. Yeah. Hmm.
Huh. Yeah, they do that. You can get a print version of it. Anyway, there
Hmm.
should definitely have something in there.
Hmm. Hmm.
What else I don't know, but every
Yeah,
opportunity.
and we can send out invites to the surrounding townships and municipalities to put in there. Some of them have email listservs, some of them have weekly newsletters, whatever, so we can, Dexter and Lodi, um, maybe Dexter Township. Yeah. And it'll go in there's um, a climate calendar that we can get it into that circulates around different climate-oriented groups.
If you
So,
can get at least even a week of a CSA, you could use that in your advertising to get more people to come.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm thinking of a draw
hmm
that is more than that. Yeah. So
hmm
depending on what you guys come up with on, like whatever, you can use that in your advertising.
Yeah, we might be able to get the Hungry Locavore to donate a box. That'd be fun. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get 3 boxes. We'll get one from Seva, one from Blue Spring, one from Hungry Locavore, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Hmm. I think that those are the kind of prizes that I think are really cool. Because you can even, have them there and we can draw and hopefully the
Okay.
people won't be there, but
Okay,
you
I
can
have
deliver
to
'em.
tell you a personal story. So my daughter is on Instagram. She's a composer in New York City, and she decided to join a CSA, a weekly CSA in New York. Well, it's in New Jersey, but they ship it to her, and she gets it at 6 in the morning on a Wednesday. So she did an unboxing, and she talked about how when she was a little girl, her parents were members of the community farm of Ann Arbor, and how mom would always put zucchini in everything. And she says, I like this CSA because you can switch out the vegetables you don't like for the ones that you do like. And she says, I don't like zucchini. So there you go. I'll leave you with it.
Yeah, that's
It's funny. Yeah, we were doing it. My husband would say, I have no idea how to prepare this, but you online you can find all sorts of goodies. No. All right. Um, I think that is it. We are going to be talking about food composting and so forth in the fall newsletter, and we'll also do the um, um, launch the program, the composting program, food waste program. And Jeff, I want to make sure I saw a My Green Michigan truck that specifically said food waste on it. I want to make sure in these bins that we can do anything that they accept as compostable and not make it strictly food waste. I just want to make sure so, because I think that's more educational for people and it'll be more useful for Township Hall. My guess is the county building will be a part of it. Just thinking.
You're thinking yard waste?
No, I mean, no, because we have people have the pickups for yard waste if they're at home, they don't have it for, but that would be the complimentary program that Scio might be doing the composting program on site that Murphy wants to do. That could be, for yard waste.
Yeah, I owe them a progress report anywhere and where we are. And then I'll
Great.
just say, just want to confirm this is food waste plus BPI certified compostables.
That'd be great.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And yeah, and then we can because I think how we describe it is important even in the proposal. And then we can work on the key dates. We can even give them the key dates of what we want to do, and maybe they can bring one of their My Green Michigan trucks around. I did confirm that Meyer uses Denali, so but they do take care of their, they do food gatherers and then compost the rest.
Yeah, I was actually very impressed. There was a Meyer exec in that area talking at this composting seminar out in Bay City.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised to find out how much they actually do try. They can't do everything,
Mm-hmm.
but they try to capture as much as they can.
Yeah.
And
And I think I haven't found it though. I have to go over there and look for it because I heard that they also do single-use plastic recycling. They supposedly have a bin somewhere in their stores for
haven't
that.
seen one.
I haven't seen one at that one, so
No.
that may be something
Plastic
to
bags,
inquire
yes,
about.
but I haven't seen single use. Maybe it's
Yeah.
behind the scenes. I don't know.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, I may have spotted that right up by the doors. Where you
Hmm.
go in the first set of doors, look to the right, and I think I saw something over in the right-hand corner.
I'll check next time.
Yeah.
In the grocery entrance or the other
No,
one?
it was in the other entrance. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. It was the grocery entrance. Yeah. Yep.
Be also, if they have an extra one, to bring that out. I'm just trying to get Meyer to, the popcorn and the plastic water bottles was not exactly what I had in mind, but we'll work on that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have anything else? All right, then we'll see you on the 7th of August. And is that right? The 7th? Yeah, it is. And then in the meantime, Jeff will work on that proposal and think through some more. I mean, we'll be starting now, focusing really on the sustainability fair and then getting this composting program launched. Woohoo! All right, great work.
Okay, good
Thank
night,
you,
everybody.
everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Oh yeah, Pam,
Everyone.
Yes. Oh,
did you have something else?
oh, no, I just said good night.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Right,
Take
gang.
care. Bye-bye, everyone.